Welcome to 3.5 Percentile Rank. So we've been looking at stats. We've been looking at the mean, median, mode, a weighted mean, a trimmed mean. So now we're going to look at another way that we can analyze data. Most people can calculate a percentage, no problem. So we'll start a conversation with the idea of how we get a percentage and what a percentage is. A percentage compares you to your course. So you should know all this knowledge by the end of grade 12 Essentials Math. How much of it do you actually know? So you're being compared to the course or to knowledge. And you've been doing percentages on your tests for 12 years now. How many points you got out of the total possible points times 100. So I'm hoping that you are very familiar with a percentage and how to calculate it. Now we want to look at another way to analyze data, and it's called the percentile rank. In a percentile rank, I don't really care how well you did on the test. The only thing I care about is how well you did compared to others. So are you the student with the highest mark in the score in the class, in which case you're in the 100th percentile? Are you the mark that's the lowest, in which case you'd be the 0 percentile? So how do we calculate a percentile rank? We've got a lovely little formula here. B divided by N times 100. So what does the B and the N stand for? Well, the B stands for the number of scores that are below yours. So how many people did you do better than? You're going to divide that by N. And in statistics, N represents the total number of scores. How many people are taking the test? So scores below yours divided by total times 100. Now with a percentile rank, we have a few restrictions on what we can have for our final answer. First one is that your final answer cannot have a decimal. So if our percentile rank turns into 87.6, we cannot have a decimal attached to our final answer. But with percentile rank, our regular rounding rules don't apply. In percentile rank, you are technically correct if you go up or if you go down. So each of our final answers, we would accept 87 or we would accept 88. But if we see a decimal, we won't accept that. Now another thing about percentile rank is our unit. In a percentage, our unit is a percentage sign. No problem. And a lot of grade 12 students love to put a percentage sign after these. But they'd be wrong. It's not a percentage, it's a percentile rank. So what do we use as a unit? Well, we've got some options. We can go PR, percentile rank. You could put P for percentile rank. Both would be accepted. Myself, I like the PR, P for percentile, R for rank. What I'm looking for here in percentile rank is no decimals, and I'm looking for a unit of PR. So let's take a look at an example here. Sammy scores 79% on her law exam. Now, 79% is irrelevant. I'm not looking for a percentage at all in percentile rank. In fact, I don't care how well she did. So right away, I'm going to cross out that number. 300 others wrote the same exam. 50 students received the same mark she did. And 205 received a lower score. What is her percentile rank? So the first thing I do is write down my formula. Below divided by total times 100. So let's see if I can go to my question and pick out my two numbers, scores below and total. So it says here that 300 others wrote the exam. So my B and N. 300 others is my total, 300. But you got to watch the wording of this question. 300 others. Well, what does the word others mean? Well, there's Sammy and 300 other people. So her total is actually going to have to increase by 1. So my total here is 301. Now you really have to watch the wording. Sometimes the question will just simply say 300 people wrote the exam. Sometimes, like in this case, it'll be 300 plus 1. 50 other students received the same mark as she did. So do we care how many people also got 79%? No, we don't. So I'm going to cross that out as well. 205 received a lower score. So if you are lower, then you are below Sammy. So my B becomes 205. So I've got my B, I've got my N. Let's plug them in. 205 divided by 301 times 100. We're going to take this fraction and change to a decimal. In our stats class, we'll tend to use 3 decimal places. So 205 divided by 301, we get 0.681 times 100, and we will get 68.1. But again, we have to realize percentile rank, that decimal can't be there. So I can go up to the 60, or stay down to the 68th percentile rank. Or I can go up to the 69th percentile rank. Both are accepted. So percentile rank, we're just looking for 2 numbers, dividing them times 100. Watch the wording of the questions. These questions will either try to confuse you by giving extra information or by presenting the information in a different way. So if we go to our notebook, we can do questions 1, 2, 3, and 4.